have a bad feeling when it comes to JDM's next fight against Carlos Prates. Because if you imagine, JDM's last fight against Islam was horrible for JDM. It was not just a loss, it was almost like a humiliation because JDM never even got the chance to show off his skill. It was never even close. JDM had no ability to even stuff one takedown. It was 5 rounds and 98% control time by Islam Makhachev. And I think this kind of loss can even be worse than a submission or a KO loss, because dominating someone for 5 rounds is a pretty tough thing to do, especially someone with the confidence and the skill set as JDM. So I think it was horrible. And even when I watched the live streams of JDM afterwards, the live streams with Neon, for example, JDM was really kind of like, he couldn't explain this loss. Why did he lose, Because you have to imagine JDM is a world champion, one of the best welterweights we've ever seen. And he knew that he's gonna fight Islam at one point, so he was training takedown defense. He had a game plan. He was ready. And then to see and to feel the world difference between JDM and Islam Makhachev must have taken a toll on the confidence of JDM. And for a fighter like JDM in a division like the welterweight division, losing confidence is a death trap. An absolute horrible trap. Because in his next fight, JDM's gonna face Carlos Prates, someone who is as dangerous as anyone else can be, He has the power and the speed to take your lights out within 1 second. Within 1 second. And even a tiny bit of insecurity or a tiny bit of doubt can be your end with Carlos Prates. And I love JDM. I want to see him win against Carlos. I want to see him successful. I do not think that he will ever have the opportunity to beat Islam Makhachev, if we're being honest. But I just want to see him win. But the thing that I'm seeing right now is a champion, a former champion, who has lost all his confidence in front of millions of people. You have to imagine everyone saw that fight. And everyone was sitting there and was like, JDM, do something. JDM, you're the best. Come on, do something. Like, it would have been a better loss for JDM if there was some kind of balance, Even winning a round against Islam or like creating a dangerous exchange with Islam Makhachev would have changed everything. But the fact of the matter is, JDM didn't have the skill for that. Not even close. A professional MMA fighter, former champion, had no skill whatsoever comparable to Islam Makhachev. And I do think that something like that stays with the fighter forever. So, one of JDM's strongest suits was always his confidence. He goes forward, he strikes, he looks out for an opportunity to take you out. This is why he was so good against Belal. He was not scared of Belal. He was just throwing, he trusted his takedown defense, and he trusted the power that he has in his hands. But if he does not have that trust against someone like Carlos Prates, it's gonna end really, really bad. And I know people are gonna say you cannot compare that because Carlos Prates is not gonna wrestle with JDM, so JDM does not have to care about wrestling. But imagine being outmatched in a specific area of MMA, then you have to imagine you will also lose confidence in every other area, alright? Because you've trained years your striking, your takedown defense, and someone comes and shows it was all for nothing, you're gonna lose your ability, your confidence. And what I also think is that but JDM is gonna have a tough time with Carlos because Carlos' style is not as good for JDM because Carlos also goes forward. He has mean kicks. He has like power in a sense, even more power than JDM. And JDM is hittable at the end of the day. He has clean boxing, but he is hittable. And I just think that Carlos Prates is gonna knock out JDM and it's gonna go downward from there with JDM's career. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong because I love JDM. And the best outcome would be that JDM wins against Carlos, that he beats other contenders, and he kind of stays winning until Islam retires. Islam is gonna retire maybe in 2 or 3 fights, and afterwards JDM can become champion again. But that's my wish. But my expectation looks really different.